What is up, everyone? Piezilla57 here with another episode of the Project Platinum podcast. And this week I have a returning guest, which is young Prodigy 181, aka Jayson.
What is going on, everybody?
So he's my only guest this week, and this week's episode should be pretty fun to talk about. We're going to talk about kind of our favorite games and also games that kind of influenced our taste in games, our taste in that specific style or genre of game. So should be a pretty good podcast. So, Jayson, do you have anything to add before we start?
Nah, I really can't wait to talk about my favorite game.
I know you've been looking forward to this one for a while now. So, I guess we'll go ahead and jump right in. For our first, we'll talk about one of our games that kind of influenced our specific style or that genre of game. So, and then after that, we'll jump in and talk about two of our favorite games of all time. So, like I said, we'll go ahead and start off with a game that kind of influenced our love for that style or genre of game. So, what do you have for that, Jayson?
Honestly, back when Black Ops 2 came out, it was like I was into gaming and I love video games, but it was just like it wasn't to that extent. And then when Black Ops 2 came out, man, I think that's probably second to my favorite game. That's probably the game I put the absolute most hours in. Like I played the absolute hell out of that game. I played it out, like all the DLCs that came out. I begged my mom to buy, give me money to buy them. All the Christmas money went to that. Man, I absolutely love that game. And I still do. If I bought the game, I probably would play the shit out of it still.
So did that influence like your love for shooters, or did that just influence overall kind of like springboard you into video games in general?
Yeah, it springboarded me into like playing video games, period. Because back then is when like people like FaZe Clan started getting like really big and stuff like that. And that's when I was like, man, this is really what I want to do. Like I really want to do this stuff. So, playing the hell out of Black Ops 2 and grinding all those levels and shit was just awesome. And that's what springboarded me into loving first person shooters.
Okay. So I've never haven't really played Black Ops 2, but I played Black Ops 1 a lot, and I actually really enjoyed Black Ops, playing online with some friends way back in the day, doing gun game, doing one in a shell or whatever.
One in the chamber, yeah.
Yeah, that one. And for someone who doesn't play that many like online only multiplayer games, back in the day, I played the hell out of Black Ops 1 with my friends. It was a lot of fun. And kind of like you, I've thought about buying it and playing it again on PS3, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I probably will, honestly.
I don't know if I would play it as much nowadays as I did back then, since I have so many other games to try and get through.
Man, I'd be on that shit like white on rice.
So is there anything else you would like to say about Black Ops 2?
It's just that when Black Ops 2 came out, that was like, everybody has like a cool down game. Like you get like a stressful day at like school or whatever, stressful day at work, whatever you want to call it. You go play video games. That was like my cool down game. That was the game that I could just go and play and not have to worry about, anything. I just go play, get on the mic with my friends and stuff, and we play the shit out of that.
So when you're talking about Black Ops 2 and how it kind of brought you more into video games than you already were, is this mainly from the multiplayer aspect, or did you also play the campaign? Because I know a lot of people don't play the campaign a lot in Call of Duty games, and they play it mainly for the online component.
Shit, that ain't me. I played all three. I played zombies. I played campaign, multiplayer. Like all around, that's probably the game I put the most hours in all around. Like Black Ops 3, I played a little bit of the campaign. I like the zombies on Black Ops 3 a lot. Multiplayer was Black Ops 1, I really liked the campaign. Multiplayer was okay, and zombies was But Black Ops 2, I played all three, and I loved all three of them.
So would you say Black Ops 2 is the pinnacle of the Black Ops series, or even of the Call of Duty series in general?
I would say if it's not the pinnacle, it's pretty damn close. It's
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I feel like that is what really got esports really started and what it is today. I mean, because like I said, you see all these FaZe clan members and stuff like that. I mean, they got their start off of Black Ops 2, and well, I say got their start. They didn't get their start off of Black Ops 2, but what they got their start off of Modern Warfare 2. But then Black Ops 2 was what just propelled it forward. Like Black Ops 2 was the nitro in the car that just propelled it forward, in my opinion.
Learn something every day.
And I know in a lot of other, YouTubers, their opinion is the same thing. So, me personally, I don't think Black Ops will ever get any better than it did in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 4 is awesome. I love Black Ops 4. I play it for hours, but Black Ops 2 was like peak. Yeah, Black Ops 2 is probably the pinnacle of Black Ops of Black Ops.
Okay. So is that it then about Black Ops 2?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So then for me, the game I chose for this is Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. And there was kind of I played this game back on, I think it was the GameCube back in the day. And I think this was my first stealth game. And if it wasn't, it was definitely one of my first stealth games. And not only did playing Pandora Tomorrow help me see how great of a series the Splinter Cell series was in general, because now I'd say Splinter Cell is my favorite series of all time. So waiting for Ubisoft to announce that the new Splinter Cell game that's been rumoring around. But it's also kind of springboarded my love for the stealth games in general. Now it's a series that I really enjoy. I know it's a little bit of a niche series or niche genre, and not a lot of people enjoy it because it's the gameplay is definitely a lot slower compared to other games. But I enjoy the stealth games. It's a lot of fun trying to go through the environment undetected and so many different paths you can take and stuff like that. Like I now really enjoy the Hitman games, and so I'd say Splinter Cell Pandora for me kind of springboarded my love for the stealth series, and it's also considered one of the pinnacle of the stealth series. That and Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it's what started everything off.
Yeah, I've played some of the Metal Gear Solid games back on PS2. Metal Gear Solid 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, probably. But it's been a long time since I played it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people tell me that I need to check it out, but I just haven't been able to. I was never able to get into it. Isn't that what the dude's name is Snake or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought I was never able to get into it though. But I heard it's a really good game. It's a really good series of game.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. I know the newest one, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is kind of different than the other Metal Gear Solid games just because it's open world and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of that, and a lot of people say that it's a good game. It's just not like a good Metal Gear Solid game because it doesn't keep a lot of the same core components as the other games did back in the day.
Yeah. Man, when games do that, they do so well doing one thing, and then they just have to change over. Like with the Modern Warfare series and stuff like that. They were good boots on the ground. And then here comes Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare. In my opinion, those are two of the worst games in the Modern Warfare series, personally. But they do so good. Modern Warfare 2 is awesome. Modern Warfare 3 is awesome. And then Advanced Warfare comes and just shits itself. Infinite Warfare comes and it just even bigger shits itself. Just don't.
Yeah, I haven't played either of those, but I'm not a fan of the whole futuristic type atmosphere. It just feels very out of place. Yeah, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow is mine. It's also one of my favorite games. I know a lot of people like Chaos Theory is their favorite Splinter Cell game. I think Pandora Tomorrow might be mine, and shortly followed by Chaos Theory. But I know recently, this past summer, I went back and played the Splinter Cell trilogy on PS3 and got those as my 98th through 100th platinums. And this first Splinter Cell at that point was actually the only one I hadn't played, so it was actually really nice going back and playing that one for the first time. And then, of course, it was a pleasure getting to replay Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory after so long. But even with the first Splinter Cell game, obviously, tactically, it wasn't as smooth as some of the newer ones because they're still trying to figure out some of the kinks. But for it being the first Splinter Cell game, it was really smooth, and it's a lot of fun. And you can get through like all the levels pretty much without getting detected, which is always really nice. And then the modern ones, modern Splinter Cell games I've played also, Double Agent, Conviction, and Blacklist.
Yeah, I never could really get into Splinter Cell. I had one Splinter Cell game when I was younger. I forget what it was on though. I think it might be on a PSP, maybe. I don't know. Hell, I might have had it on
the handheld versions are the only ones I haven't played yet.
Yeah, it might have been on the handheld ones. I'm not sure. But I just never I never could get into it. It was like on the first mission, I kept on dying because I didn't know how to pull out the gun. So I was like, fuck it. I never played it again. You know how that go.
Yeah, I also like how the Splinter Cell games, they emphasize not using your guns and trying to get through every situation in the shadows and stealthily without using any guns. They promote trying not to injure anyone and no casualties and stuff like that. So it's what I really like. It's what I really like about that game. And I know for me personally, a lot of games nowadays are trying to add in some stealth type elements. And I feel like some other people might think some of these games do it very well. Like I was talking to someone about the stealth aspects of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and he thought the stealth was pretty good in the game, whereas I thought it was not very good at the game. But I guess that's for me having played a lot of these true stealth games. I can now realize how flawed some of the modern day stealth components of these other games are, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider or Far Cry and stuff like that. Like I don't think the stealth's very good, whereas other people might. But I think that's just because I'm used to some of the more hardcore stealth where you can get through everything in the stealth and have good stealth components instead of just trying to crouch your way around and sneak up and stealth kill someone.
Yeah. I feel what you're saying. It's hard. I haven't really played any really stealthily based games. I think one closest would probably be Wildlands. That's about it. Even Wildlands isn't even a really stealthily game.
But yeah, like I said, it's kind of a niche genre. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of it, which I can understand because the gameplay is definitely much slower. There's a lot more waiting around, trying to kind of memorize enemy movements to know your best way, like your best path to take, your best time frame to move and stuff like that. So it's a lot more just waiting around and kind of analyzing the environment compared to other games. So that's a game genre I can understand that not a people would be a big fan of. And
yeah, I see why you like it, definitely, but I see why people don't like it. To me, honestly, if it's gonna be a stealth game, you might as well, like you said, do it where you can do full missions in the stealth. But on the other hand, you should also there's be a time where you can just go loud if you want to, especially like a shooting based stealth game. Like that's why I like Wildlands a lot, because I can complete whole missions in stealth if I want to. But if I want to go loud and just completely decimate everybody, then I can. But
yeah, it's nice when like Wildlands, like you mentioned, since it's mainly like a shooter and stuff like that, but you can do stealth. It is nice having that dichotomy where if you want, you can do it mainly all stealth, and then if you want, you can also just go in and go loud and just shoot up the place.
That's exactly why I like it.
Whereas, like I was saying earlier, with like Splinter Cell, since it's mainly a stealth game, it kind of penalizes you almost if you try and go loud.
But I definitely see why people like it, because I've watched a friend play it, and I've seen you talking really highly about it. So
yeah, I'm kind of worried though if there is a new Splinter Cell game that comes out. I am kind of worried what Ubisoft is going to do with it. I hope they don't make it into some big open world environment, which is kind of what Ubisoft does. So I'm a little worried what Ubisoft might do with it, but regardless, I'll buy and play it day one.
But you can't can't deny that when Ubisoft makes open world games that they're kind of good.
They are. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying Splinter Cell is not one of those games that should get the Ubisoft open world treatment.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So still waiting for that announcement.
You're gonna be waiting for a minute, bro.
Yeah, I've already accepted that.
You've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, the last Splinter Cell game came out in 2013.
Yeah. You're gonna be waiting for a good little minute.
So I know last year there were rumors about it being released or being like announced at I think E3, and I know at one point there was like a Walmart or Amazon leak about a Splinter Cell 2018 game, and I know there was also rumors that Ubisoft mentioned that they were coming out with an unannounced game in 2018. So I was like, oh, cool. It makes sense that it could be Splinter Cell, especially since they did that Splinter Cell crossover with Wildlands.
Yeah, which was awesome. I ended up playing it.
That was a lot of fun. So I was kind of like, there were a whole bunch of signs pointing to a new Splinter Cell game, but then it was just Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which was kind of a turn since I thought Ubisoft had said after Origins they were gonna, because Ubisoft was coming out with Assassin's Creed games every single year, and then they decided to take a year break for once, and then they released Origins, so they were going to try and stick to that every other year formula, but then they came out with Odyssey the next year, so that's why I wasn't really expecting Assassin's Creed Odyssey to be that unannounced game. Like I said, it kind of, all signs were kind of pointing to a new Splinter Cell game, so E3 was there. I was kind of getting hyped up. I was disappointed when there was nothing there. But now, with all these big conferences and stuff like that, I've kind of stopped. I'm kind of lowering my expectations. And if Splinter Cell is announced, then cool, but I'm not going to get all hyped up for a Splinter Cell announcement and be like, oh, fuck, they didn't announce it again.
I feel like they'll announce it because you got Splinter Cell is a really good series of games. So I feel like they'll announce one soon whenever they get the chance to fucking make one.
Yeah, and especially since with the crossover with Wildlands, they brought Michael Ironside back to voice Sam Fisher, which is the OG voice actor. And with the newest game, Blacklist, I think he had health problems, so they actually had a different voice actor who still did a good job, but you can't compete with Michael Ironside. So they actually brought...
There's no competing
with OG. Like they actually brought Michael Ironside back to voice Sam Fisher for the Wildlands crossover event. So I know a whole bunch of other people are also saying like they're not going to bring Michael Ironside back just to voice a small part in a Wildlands crossover. Like like you would think they're also bringing him back to do that, but then also for a new Splinter Cell game.
It would make sense though.
Yeah,
just bring him back for Wildlands, whatever it was, and then bring him for like a whole nother Splinter Cell game. I mean, you might as well. You've already got him. He's in good condition. He's good health. So I say good health. You know what I mean.
Yeah. So I think there will be a Splinter Cell game announced at some point. It's just
when.
Yeah. So I know there have been interviews with him and other people at Ubisoft saying that's like Splinter Cell isn't dead and they definitely want to keep going with it. So just have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, it'll come out at some point. You just gotta be patient,
So I guess we can go ahead and move on to just a couple of our straight up favorite games of all time. They could be, so we'll go with two each. They could be our favorite games of all time. They could be just two of our all time favorites. Because I know, like for me, it's hard to, so many different games, so many different styles of games. It's kind of hard to rank games in like a definitive like top 3, top 5 order. Where like, yeah, this is definitely my 4th favorite game of all time. This is definitely my 2nd or 1st favorite game of all time. So for you, it might have been easier, but for me, the two games I'll be talking about are not necessarily my 2 favorite games of all time. They're just 2 of them, and they're up there as some of my favorites of all time. So, Jayson, you want to go ahead and talk about one of the 2 that you picked?
All right, the lesser of the 2 would be Modern Warfare 2. just because it holds a special nostalgia in my heart. Because that was the first shooter game I ever played. Like, just because, like, okay, it was hard picking a game that influenced my taste between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2, but I ended up going with Black Ops 2 just because, obvious reason. But Modern Warfare 2 holds like a special nostalgia and like it holds a special place in my heart, just because it was the first game I played. First game I actually got good at. It's when I developed my sniping persona. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm always gonna that's another game I'm probably gonna go back and play, honestly, just because it's so fun. There's like all types of stuff you can do with them. Like, I forgot what the mode was called, but like it's kind of like escalation. Like, you keep on, the more you play, the more rounds there are, the harder the rounds get. I love that. Multiplayer was just absolutely awesome. Sniping was just absolutely awesome. And I'll probably never get over that game. I love it.
So I know also Modern Warfare 2 is another game I haven't played at all. So like, I've never been a huge fan of the Call of Duty games. I mean, like I mentioned, Black Ops 1 I played a lot of. That's really the only the only Call of Duty game I've played online of religiously. I played some of the older ones, like for the campaign. Like I played World at War, like the campaign for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played a little bit of World War II last year, or was it last year? And when it came out,
it would have been like a year and a half ago now. It's 2019.
So I played that a little bit when it came out, but no, more or less, I haven't really played much Call of Duty games. But I know last year there was, similar to Splinter Cell, I know there was a whole bunch of rumors surfacing about a Modern Warfare 2 remastered coming out.
I hope no, but the thing that made me so mad about that is that they're saying it won't have any multiplayer, or not multiplayer. It won't have a like campaign, or one of the modes won't be on there, which really makes me upset. Because like, for what? Why make a Modern Warfare 2 game if you're not gonna remaster the whole game?
So I think when the rumor first surfaced, there was going to be no multiplayer, and it was just going to be like the campaign and the Spec Ops. But then the next rumor I heard was like someone uploaded on Reddit, someone who was kind of like in the business and in on it, and he said that there is going to be multiplayer, and he said that there's going to be 2 different patches you can download with it. And he said like the first one is you can download and it's going to kind of rebalance the multiplayer, give it a much more balanced and finished experience. And then there's the second patch that you could instead download would be kind of like the old school online multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2, the unbalanced, all the noob tubing and stuff like that for people who want more of the OG experience.
I'm definitely gonna download the OG one. I haven't even really kept up to date on like what's coming out with it, like the spoilers and whatever coming out with it. Just because when they said it wasn't be no multiplayer, I was like, well, shit, I'm not gonna get it. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm lying. I probably still would have got it, but I would have been highly disappointed with not being able to play multiplayer.
Yeah, I feel like that rumor died down very quickly. Like, it's been a long time now since I've heard anything about it. But then I know some people are thinking, because I think that people are saying that Modern Warfare 4 is probably going to be the Call of Duty game for this year. So some people think that with Infinite Warfare, that they're going to kind of package Modern Warfare 2 remastered with the new Modern Warfare game, just like they did with first Modern Warfare and Infinite Warfare.
God, I hope so.
So, which would make sense.
Yeah, God, I hope so. Just because I could play two almost new games, but I haven't played Modern Warfare 2 in God knows how long. It's been at least 5 or 6 years. I'm 18, so it's been at least 4 or 5 years, man. I can't wait. Like, if they ever do that, like make the patch like how they did with Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare, y'all honestly probably won't hear from me for like 2 months straight. Like, I won't even join the party. I just type in Discord, hey, I'll be on later, and never get on.
Yeah, I would probably try Modern Warfare 2 remastered, since I couldn't. I mean, I probably wouldn't do much of the multiplayer, but doing the campaign and Spec Ops
Should probably be going for the goddamn.
would be interested to try, because I know I just recently finally bought Modern Warfare 1 remastered because it was on sale it was on sale for $20, which I think is like the cheapest I've ever seen it on sale for. So I had some extra PSN credit from Christmas, so I decided to go ahead and get that. I haven't played it yet, but
damn, I should have got that. I didn't even know it was on sale. I lost. No, I didn't lose mine. My cousin stole mine. He just up and took it, and I haven't.
Press F to pay respects in the comments, everyone.
Honestly, just type a big GG in the comment. God, I'm heated. Is it still on sale? Because if so, I'm gonna go back.
I don't know.
Well, time to go spend the last of my check.
Yeah, I think it's back up to $40. There have been a couple times where it's gone on sale, like at GameStop for I think $30, which was still a little bit more than I was wanting to pay. But since I saw it on sale for $20 and I had some extra PSN credit, and I was like, well, might as well go ahead and bite the bullet, or whatever that saying is.
So you can't, bite the bullet. So do you want to let me borrow it for a little while?
It's digitally.
Just between. Fuck.
Yeah, my bad.
Damn it. God damn it. I was hoping you would say yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to say about Modern Warfare 2?
Nah, man. Go ahead with yours.
All right. So one of my picks is The Warriors, which is a Rockstar game and first released on PS2. And my friend and I, we played the shit out of this game when we were younger, and it was just a lot of fun. It's like we played through, like you could play through the story. Like I don't think you can do the story and stuff in co-op. So I think I did that all by myself. But then there was like this open roaming type mode where you can go around, you can get in gang fights, you can go and like do graffiti or break into stores and steal like jewelry and stuff like that. Like you can do a lot of that with 2 players. And he would come over every now and then, and we would just play that for hours and hours and hours. So kind of like you with Modern Warfare 2, this pick was more of like a nostalgia reason. Like I don't remember the game in general being like super memorable. Like it was still a lot of fun overall, but a lot of it is for the nostalgia reason, and just playing it for numerous endless hours with my friend back in the day on PS2. Yeah, and they actually have. You can actually get it on PS4 as one of those PS2 to PS4 games. Yeah,
I never played it, but it sounds really fun.
I know Rockstar has a few of those on there, but The Warriors is one of them. For some reason, I haven't actually bought it to play yet on PS4. I think it goes on sale a lot for like $8 or $9. And it's normally $15.
Oh, really? Might have to go ahead and get it.
Yeah, but no, I loved playing that with my friend when we were younger. We played it for so many hours.
It's a good feeling when you find like a really good game that you can just play, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause nowadays, I mean, yeah, the games are fun, but you really can't. I mean, sometimes you really can't just play the game for hours and hours on end. Well, I mean, you can. I mean, like I know. I talk to people. And they say they can just sit there and play Fortnite for hours on end, and I can't. I wouldn't even allow myself to do that. But I mean, it's awesome. You can just find a game you can just play.
Some people make a living just by streaming Fortnite for endless hours each day.
And I couldn't be that guy. Now, COD, I could do that. Fortnite, I could not. I wouldn't even set myself up for that.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays there's always something about a game that's a little bit off-putting about playing it for hours on end.
Yeah, honestly.
Whereas back in the day,
so many
the
good
games were a lot more.
Coming out, man.
Yeah, a lot of great games. The games were more wholesome.
Just so it's like when that good game comes out, you start playing it, start getting good. You finish like one part of it, you go to another part. It's just, man, there will never be a feeling quite like that. Other than like buying your first car or whatever. If you're into that type of things. But yeah, that's an awesome feeling. You don't get too much of that nowadays too.
You really don't.
Like I just said, I wish there were more like it, but
So I think that's That's it for me for the Warriors. So unless you have anything else to add, you can go ahead and.
No, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try to play it.
All right. Cool.
Do you want me to go next? Yeah, because
Yeah, we'll be waiting here for a while now. Let me know when you're gonna go grab a bite to eat. Maybe when I'm back, you'll be done talking about this game. So go ahead, Jayson.
I might be done talking about part of it. All right, my all-time favorite game, that will forever to the day I die be my favorite game, is Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. There, I said it. It is. I could literally talk for hours on end about this game, and it's hard. And I gotta shorten it down so I don't take up all this time. Man, listen, let me just tell you.
He's been wanting to do this episode for a long time, just so he could talk about this game.
I've been wanting this episode forever. I'm gonna absolutely fanboy of this. All right, when I got this game, I was 8 years old, I think. I don't remember exactly when I got it. Maybe 8 or 9. And I got that game and I got another game, which was like PGA Tour or something like that, because I was into golf back then. I originally didn't touch it. Like I was just looked at the game, I was like, this looks so lame, because I wasn't into RPG games like that. I put it to the side and I came back probably when I was like 11 or 12. I looked at it and I was like, I'll give it a try now. I still had the 360. Let me tell you, the game is so good that I've lost it, broke it, and rebought it 4 or 5 times. All right. Just because I even have an extra copy just in case I break the copy I have now. Like, dude, like there's so much you can do in a game, and I've been playing this since I was 11. I'm 18 now, and I still haven't done all the side quests and everything like that. And I've replayed all the campaign like 4 or 5 times. Like I probably have a combined total of like 5,000 hours in it. Probably more than that. That's probably taking it lightly because I have one account that I beat the game even more times. Had more hours on there. Man, all the weapons in there, all the armor, all the storylines. Man, like I was just saying, like it's so rare times you find a game where you could just sit there and play. And that was the game I could just sit there and play forever. Like I don't care forever. Like, and it was a company that just bought the licensing rights to that game, and I pray that they come out with a remaster for PS4, because that would be another game which you guys will not see me, and it won't be for a couple months. It'd be like I probably won't talk to y'all for like a solid year, just because I'm playing the crap out of that game. Like KOA Reckoning is just, it's like your first nut. It's like your first ejaculation. You never get another feeling like that.
Was not expecting you to go down that route.
No, but for real, like it's just that game will forever, like forever, be my all-time favorite game. No game will come close to it unless they come out with a second one to that game, and then I'll probably play that. But sequels are rarely better than the first one. So, like, man, listen, I could go on for hours talking about this game, explaining all the armor and weapons in there. But they got a sword that shoots fire. Like, who doesn't want that? It's literally called the Flame Blade, and you pull it out, and it's just a whole bunch of fire. Like, come on, man! I got the Ice Blade. I'm just not gonna say nothing. Just gonna leave it at that.
So, what's your favorite part of the game? Is it the story, all the weapons, the upgrading system?
All the weapons.
Okay.
I didn't even get to the. Hold up, just backtrack a little bit. All right, so you can choose between 3 different like ways to play, right? Man, they got all types of super abilities, all types of everything, man. Like there's literally no end to what you can make your person. Like you can make your person just a spellcaster and have like the staffs and whatever, or you can make your person like a hunter with like daggers and bows. You can make yourself like what I forget what they call it, like a plague shield. Man, it's all types of like awesome stuff. You just can't you can't get over. Like, come on now. I see. I don't want to keep on talking because I know I'm talking forever. I'm gonna talk for absolutely ever. I keep talking. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, if you haven't played the game and you really want like a good game, you put hours into, go buy it. It's like, I think it's like $15 or $20 at Best Buy. It's probably less than that if you can find it at GameStop. Like, it's just one of those games that I know personally I can sit down and play for like hours and not take a break. So if you're looking for a game like that, just go play it.
So I am one of those people that has not played the game, sensing a theme here with your choices. But because you talk so highly about it, like recently, a few months ago, I did go to GameStop and buy the game. Like, I think it was $10 or something like that.
You didn't even tell me this.
I definitely did. I sent you a Snapchat of it.
I don't remember.
I 100% did tell you. And you've asked me so many times, oh, have you played it yet?
Oh, yeah.
I have not yet because I have so many other games I was trying to get through. And with, like you mentioned, the recent news of, I forget the company, but there is a company that recently bought the IP from Maine, I think it was. Like one of the random states owned the IP for Kingdom of Amalur, which is really random, but I think it was like the state of Maine. But like a company recently bought it, so there's a whole bunch other theme here, rumors. Now there are more rumors surfacing about a remaster of the game coming out. So I've kind of been waiting
I hope so.
for more news about that to play it. Also, because there's...
You might as well just go ahead and play it so you can go back and just, like, the nostalgia feeling, man.
Well, because there's like $30 or $40 worth of DLC I'll have to buy for Kings of Amalur. And it
wasn't for me. I bought it when I bought it on the Xbox. It was like, it might have been like 20. Like,
it's been a while since I've looked, but I'm pretty sure when I looked, like when I was getting the game, I looked at the DLC packs.
Wait, I mean, well, a couple of you don't have to buy. Like a couple, like one of them, maybe like one of them, like three of them, you don't really have to buy, and it gives you some type of, bullshit armor. It gives you a weapon or something like that. And it's good, it's cool, but I mean, you can definitely find better.
Well, I was looking strictly at the DLC I would need to buy for the trophy DLCs, and I thought it was like, $30 or $40 worth of DLC that I would have to buy to get all the DLC trophies, and I was like, if there's a remaster coming out, then it's going to include all that DLC. So there's not much point in me playing it now if I can get the game cheaper, remastered with all the DLC. So I've been kind of waiting for more news about that.
That can be one of your leisurely games, though. Because you don't play them in many leisurely games. You play just nothing but try to play them every game. You're fine. So I would be absolutely happy to sit in a party with you while you play that game. I won't even do anything. I'll be on my computer or something.
So I'll start the game when you leave for basic training then.
That's how much I want you to play that game. I hate you so much. Fuck you. If you do that, I swear to God, you gotta wait till I come back now. You gotta wait till April 5th when I get out of basic training. Or before that, because if I flunk out.
I wasn't planning on starting it when you left anyway, so don't worry.
You probably won't plan on starting it anytime soon anyway. So
that is also true.
Fuck you. I'm telling you, man, just play it. It's be a leisure game. You don't gotta play it now. Just leisurely play it, man. It's so fun. Like, I will literally walk you through how to get every single piece of armor in the game. And it's rare for me to know how to do that because you know me. I don't really do stuff. I just play the game. I literally know how to get every piece of like good armor in the game. Okay, it's like, let me just put it like this. There's like different levels of armor. You got, like gray, green, blue, exotic, rare, whatever. I will walk you through how to get every single piece of yellow and purple armor in the game that I have found so far. And some of them are like random drops, but like other ones you can actually get. And I know these things, man. I actually know these things. It's rare for me to know these things. I don't know a lot of these things. I don't know a lot of these things.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when I get around to it. I'm still, like I said, I'm still waiting for the news about a remaster.
What if they just come out? I'm not even going to say that, speak that into existence. I'm going to say, what if they just come out and just say, nope, yeah, never mind, we're not going to do it. And I'd probably cry.
Well, I know it's hard, but is there anything else you want to say about Kingdom of Amalur?
How much time you got?
Well, we've already been recording for almost 50 minutes.
50 minutes? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I ain't gonna say.
All right. So then we'll go ahead and.
Unless you want me to go further, no, I can.
No, that's fine. We'll move on to my game. Try to keep this podcast at a reasonable time. So, for my next choice, is Elder Scroll 5 Skyrim.
I knew you were gonna say that game. Yeah, because I hear you and Greg talking about it all the time.
Yeah, so I didn't realize until fairly recently when I was joining a couple other like gamer Discord servers and was talking to them about it. I didn't realize how polarizing this game actually is. Like, as far as I knew, like pretty much almost everyone that plays it like loves it and says it's a great game, but there's also another set of people who just absolutely hate Skyrim, and it was a little eye-opening when I realized there was a group of people that just hated the game, because I love it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's probably not anymore now that we've played a lot of Siege, but for the longest time, it was the game that I put the most hours into, put a few hundred hours into it. Who knows? It might still be my most played game, but I think Siege may have overtaken that. But so I bought this game shortly after it released back in, I don't know when it released, like 2011 or something like that. I know my girlfriend at the time, she was like jokingly saying, "Oh, if you don't get this game, I'm going to break up with you." Because like she really wanted to play and see it also.
Why would she not just get the game? You know, never mind. Just gonna shut up.
She didn't have a 360.
Oh.
But so I mean, I wanted the game anyway, so I bought it on I think Black Friday when the year it released, and she's like, "Okay, cool. Now I don't have to break up with you." No, I love that game, and I first played it on 360. I got all the gamer score on it. Like I did all the DLC, all the main game, and there's just so much you can do in that game. Like kind of like with Kings of Amalur, there's just so much you can do in that game and so many areas to explore. And it was just a fantastic experience overall. I bought the remastered version on PS4 that includes all the DLC. I have not done it yet, but no, Skyrim is a great game and complete package experience. But yeah, have you played Skyrim at all?
I know you and Greg tried to get me to play it, but no, I haven't. I haven't got around to it. I plan on playing it though.
Yeah, it's a great game. You can usually find it on sale, like the PS4 remastered version with all the DLC.
Isn't it like 100 gigabytes of download?
No.
Or something like that. Because I know Greg said
you might be thinking of Elder Scrolls Online.
Most of his like whole fucking thing.
Yeah, you might be thinking of Elder Scrolls Online. That takes a lot of storage. But no, Skyrim, I don't think it's that much. It's probably maybe like 40 gigs or so.
Okay. I'll dabble into it. I'll dabble.
Yeah, and you can usually find it pretty cheap nowadays on sale, or either on like the PSN store or at GameStop or whatever. But it like kind of like what you were mentioning, Kings of Amalur. It's just a game that you can sit down and just put so many hours into. There's so much you can do. It's almost impossible to explore and do everything in the game. You have all these different spells. You have all these different weapons, find and wield and
exactly
smith and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And you have all these different skills that you can upgrade, and it's just a great experience overall. Like I bought it I bought it shortly after release because it looked fun and interesting, and I didn't know at the time it was going to be one of my favorite games of all time. So,
hey, I think that was it. I think it was you that told me that it was closer to Kings of Amalur. I think it might have been you that told me that. It was like, yeah, you should try it because it's close enough. But yeah,
probably
I'll look into it because if like you said, if it's anything to KOA, then I'd like it.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy the game.
I don't know if I put that many. I don't know if I put like a whole lot of hours into it. You know, I'll definitely try it and dibble dabble into it.
Yeah, and then like with like one of the DLCs, you can transform into a werewolf, or you can transform into a vampire.
That is awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. There are 3 DLC packs for that game. 2 of them are pretty good, like pretty lengthy story type DLCs. The third DLC is random and it's just like house building. I don't know why they added that. But no, the two story DLCs are also pretty good also. So it's a really good complete experience in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go check it out. I know you talk highly about it. Greg does too, so I'll check it out definitely.
Cool. So I think that's all I have to say about Skyrim. Anything else you want to add?
No, but I do have a question for you. What is the game that got you into that made you want to start platinuming games? I know there has to be a game like that. Is you just you platinum it and you was like, wow, this feels really, really good. You just started platinuming games. I'm pretty sure you had a couple platinums before you just finally decided that, or your first platinum could have been the plat that decided that.
So back on 360, before I got a PS4, I would also try and get all the gamer score in games. So it kind of happened before I got my PS4. I don't really remember which game got me into it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't when I was doing it on 360. I definitely wasn't doing it as much as I was now on PS4. There were certain I would try in most games, but a lot of the times I would just move on to other games. I know, I mentioned, I got all of the gamer score in Skyrim on 360. I got all the gamer score in Bully and Hitman Absolution. A few others. I can't really remember which game got me into it. It was just kind of fun just to look at the trophies or achievements back on that time when I was doing 360 and just trying to go for all of them, and just because I'm kind of a sort of a completionist just in general, not even with video games. So it's kind of nice to see the 100% next to a game. And then on PS4, I still kind of had that mentality. Early on PS4, I didn't try and go for platinums as much as I do now. And then let's see, Latina, probably end of 2016. No, probably 2017 was when early 2017, late 2016 maybe is kind of when I decided to really get more into it and go for more platinums. And I enjoy it. It's just really nice seeing that platinum trophy pop up. It's nice when you've been playing this game for so many hours, doing all these different challenges in games and whatever they throw at you, and then just seeing that 100% next to the game is just a really good feeling.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm not gonna lie, when I got the Spider-Man platinum, it really felt. But and speaking of gamer score, I got all the gamer score in KOA. Within the first month I was playing it because I liked it so much. I just played the shit out of it and got all of it.
Nice. Yeah, so I can't really pinpoint a specific game that kind of just springboarded me to where I'm at now. I've kind of always been this way a little bit. It wasn't until fairly recently that I got a little bit more serious into it. And I'm in a couple trophy hunting Discord servers, and I have a gaming Twitter where I talk with a whole bunch of other trophy hunters, and it's just a really good community in general. It's nice when you find people who are when I get a platinum, I'll post it on Twitter, and I usually like to give a short description of what I thought of the game and stuff like that. And the community is just really great, and be like, oh yeah, congrats, blah blah blah. Or if you need help with a multiplayer or co-op trophy, there's usually people who are pretty willing to help. Yeah. So it's a good community in general. Yeah, I know. It seems like both you, Greg, and Connor have all started at times yeah, I think I'll get the plat in this game, but then it never usually happens.
It never happens, no.
At least you guys are starting to get the ideas of, oh, maybe I'll try and platinum this game.
Yeah, I want to platinum games. It's just that, man, look, I don't have the patience to sit there. Literally, when I got the Rocket League plat, I really thought I was going to kill myself. I definitely figured that I was just going to oh, yep, this is the pinnacle. This is it. I've lived my life. Time to go.
And that wasn't even
the hardest
nearly
thing.
As bad as a whole bunch of other games.
I know. Dude, I had to...
when I was doing Friday the 13th, to get that platinum, the guy I boosted with, we spent 150 to 200 hours just going around and like killing each other or finding parts to repair the car or boat. Or when I was doing Guitar Hero Live, when I had to do the million strums, like I sat there for like 50 or 60 hours, like on my couch, just with my guitar, just strumming up and down while I was watching YouTube videos or watching Netflix.
Wait, I think I was in a party with you and you were doing like part of that, and you were just absolutely hated.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. I know there are a lot of trophy hunters nowadays. They're like, oh yeah, I love trophies. I love getting platinums. But then most of the games they play are like the trophy bait type of games, like you and Greg play with My Name is Mayo. Like there are a lot of people who like, oh yeah, I love trophy hunting. Like I'm a big trophy hunter. I have so many platinums, but most of the games they have are just those super easy games. Whereas, I mean, like I'm not judging those people, but it's kind of like, it seems like they might have the same mentality as you. Like they want to be trophy hunters and get all those platinums, but they don't have the patience for a lot of the bigger games. They don't want to spend 20, 30, 40 hours on getting a platinum. They just care about their platinum count, so they just want to spend an hour or two getting a platinum. Whereas I'm not like that. Like I
honestly,
like I don't care. Like I care a lot more about the quality of the games I play and not just how many platinums I have. So I play games that I want to play. Like I'm not really, for the most part, I'm not going to go out of my league or out of my way and pay a few dollars just for a game that's really shitty and that I'll just get the platinum in like an hour. Like that's not something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. Me personally, I just rather not get the plat at all. Just to be honest with you. Because man, look, by going through some of the stuff that I've literally seen you go through to get the plat, it's not me. That ain't it, pimp.
Yeah. It is rough at times. You have to have a certain mentality.
I don't got it.
Especially when, like, I'm not a true completionist when it comes to trophies, but I'm starting to get more in that mentality. I'm trying to raise my completion as much as possible. I'm trying to go back to games that I haven't touched in a while and finish those up. I'm trying to go back to games that I had the plat in, but I still need to do DLC, like I just recently did with Resident Evil 7. Like I got the plat pretty shortly after the game released, and then I've played a little bit of the DLC and got a few of the DLC trophies, but the past few days I went back and just was playing Resident Evil 7 just so I can get all the DLC trophies so I can have that game at 100%. So I've been trying to do that more and more, just trying to raise my completion percentage. Like I think at the beginning of 2018, my completion percentage was at like 58 or 59%, and then I ended 2018 with like 72 or 73% or something like that.
I mean, that's good as more than I ever would think about getting. So,
but yeah, to each gamer, teach their own.
Yep, to each their own. That's why I won't beg you for the going. I just some stuff you go through, I would never ever put myself through ever.
Yeah, it definitely gets rough at times. Not gonna lie.
Oh, tell me about it. Trust me. I think the worst plat I've ever been witnessed you do is the Far Cry one, or 100% I've ever witnessed you do is the Far Cry one.
Yeah, that wasn't even the plat. That was just the DLC. Spending 5 or 6 hours straight just replaying the same level, just trying to kill zombies. That was miserable. And like the day before that, I spent so many hours just doing the same thing over and over on Diablo 3, trying to get that DLC done.
I remember that too.
That was a rough weekend.
That was a very rough weekend.
Me, you, and Greg just chilling in his room, all playing our own games. Yeah. The first night, me repeatedly doing the same thing over and over for Diablo 3, and then the next day or two spending endless hours on Far Cry 5. That was a rough weekend.
That was a hilarious weekend. See you go through all that struggle.
But yeah, some people would rather just pay a couple dollars and get a cheap, easy platinum. But yeah, to each their own. Yeah. Like you guys did that weekend.
Pretty much. That was the funniest thing ever, though. Literally tapped it like 11,000 times.
10,000.
I remember I had to go an extra 1,000 because I messed up.
Oh yeah. So I think that wraps up this week's podcast. So, Jayson, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at King Prodigy 181. Yeah, I changed the name.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you on that. And you can sub to me on YouTube at King Prodigy.
And you can find me on YouTube at Piezilla Gaming, and you can also find me on Twitter at Piezilla Gaming as well. And go ahead and follow the official podcast Twitter page at the Project Platinum Podcast, and its handle is at the PP_podcast. And until next week, guys, Piezilla out.
Piezilla out.